This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Welcome to the Instagram Stories Flash Briefing. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Our top story today comes from TheVerge.com. Instagram begins testing new procedures to help users regain access to hacked accounts. Byline, verification codes sent to the account's original email address. All I can say before I get into this article is it's about time. All right, here we go. Instagram says today it's testing new features that might make it easier for people to regain access to accounts that hackers have overtaken. The news report follows reports from users about losing access to their valuable accounts, as well as a separate story about how some of these victims turn to white hat or well-meaning hackers for help. Here's how it works. Attackers trick Instagram users into clicking a phishing link that requires them to enter their login credentials, which gives them access to the account. Once the hacker is in control, they will change the account's associated email address and phone number, which can make regaining access a complete nightmare. Let's just back up and explain what that means. Say you have an account with thousands of followers, and I would like to be in possession of that account. What I might do is find out what your email address is by sending you a DM and say, hey, would love to work together. What's your email address? You provide the email address and I send you an email. Inside that email is a link that goes to a site that looks a lot like Instagram.com. In fact, it's so close that you think you are on Instagram.com, and so you enter in your login credentials. Except you are not actually at Instagram.com, and now I get an email with your credentials in it because I programmed the website to send me that information of whoever tries to log in. Now I have your account information. So the first thing I do when I log in is number one, change the password, and number two, change the phone number that you would use to receive two-factor authentication codes, and number three, change the associated email address to something that you would not be able to access. Now, you are completely 100% locked out of your Instagram account. And even if you are able to get in touch with someone from Instagram, which is extremely hard, you really have no way of verifying that the account was yours. All right, so that's the backstory. Today, Instagram is rolling out a test that will ask users to enter the email address or phone number linked to the account, or the ones they used when they initially signed up for the platform. Instagram will then send a 6-digit code that will allow them to regain access. If a hacker has control over their email and phone number too, an Instagram spokesperson tells Motherboard magazine that when you regain access to your account, we will take additional measures to ensure the hacker cannot use codes sent to your email address or phone number to access your account from a different device. The article continues that the same process would protect people whose usernames were changed. In that same vein, Instagram says another feature that's already available on Android will ensure your username is safe for a period of time after any account changes, meaning it can't be claimed by someone else if you lose access to your account. This feature is coming to iOS now. Why is this so important? The fact is, if you have a very large account, it's worth a lot of money. Hackers who get access to that account hold it for ransom. They can change the username, keep those followers, and really do whatever they want once they have control of the account. Instagram has mostly relied on a system that involved having victims who were hacked take a selfie in which they hold up a piece of paper with a code that Instagram sent them. This way, human moderators can look at it and match up the face to verify that they are who they say they are. But that system doesn't always work. The new test doesn't appear to be replacing that system, but rather augmenting it. There's a lot more I could say about this story, but I try to keep these flash briefings brief. One side point that I want to mention is how hard it can be sometimes to pick stories to talk about on this flash briefing. For instance, Gloria Vanderbilt passed away. Gloria Vanderbilt's Instagram account is amazing. It's an entire history of her life. She's posted so many different pictures from the variety of things that she's done in her lifetime, and I wanted to talk about that, but there wasn't enough time. Taylor Lorenz from theatlantic.com did a great piece on how people are creating accounts that reference the Sudan starvation situation and saying for every follower they get, they will donate food to Sudan. However, they don't actually donate the food at all, and they're just using it to build up an account, which they'll then rename with thousands of followers already following it. I try to pick the topics that I think will benefit the most listeners, but there are other articles that sometimes have to go by the wayside. If tomorrow's a quiet news day, I'll pick one of those to go in depth on tomorrow. That's it for today's flash briefing. Thanks for listening.